Welcome to the Emporium Outdoors. My name's Michael, and today we're doing a bit of fun with a Tundra truck. So this is a 2024 third gen Tundra. It has about 24,000 kilometers, and this truck has exhibited a problem since I bought it, where it won't reliably come out four-wheel drive. Now I've taken this back to the dealer, including the time I popped in to let them know it still wasn't working, was 9 times. So this is where we're at, and I've owned the truck less than a year. I reported it as soon as the first service was up because I noticed it wasn't shifting. So I'm going to set the speed. So we're doing 82 kilometers an hour. So I'm not going to, well, I'm going to have to touch the pedals in a second, because as soon as the four-wheel drive shift starts, the cruise and everything stops. So we're doing a steady, okay, I've flicked it. We'll see how long that takes. So my foot's off the accelerator completely. I'm under the 100 kilometers in which you're meant to be able to switch. Okay, still nothing on the accelerator, nothing at all, no load on the drive line. See, it's still flashing. Okay, I'm going to try and maintain that speed. So when it's in this particular mode, I can't use the cruise control. I believe the other driving aids are kind of weird. Obviously the adaptive cruise doesn't work. So it kind of leaves me in a bit of a predicament. So I'm still going, not sure how long that is now. But I've never had a truck do this to me before, and I've driven a lot of trucks. So I've gone up to 90. I'm just going to ease off the gas, bring it down. There we go. So now it's kind of flicked down. So now we're going a little bit faster, doing 100 kilometers an hour. So I'm just going to flick across. The cruise just kicked out. I'll try and maintain the same sort of speed. Sorry. It's fine. I'm actually going to pull over here. It's not going to shift at this speed. I think that's pretty obvious. But it will probably shift once I get, there you go. Once I apply the brakes or slow down below a certain speed. So as you can see, that's the frustration I've been going through with this truck. The fault has been here since new. When I first actually shifted it back and forth, it just wouldn't come out. Let's go back to basics. Why is it important for me? So in Canada, we go through a range of conditions. Obviously, we get 6 months or 5 months of snow on the ground. And when you're driving, you have to constantly switch between 2- and 4-wheel drive, unless you have an all-wheel drive system, in order to preserve, you know, the ride, etc., the tires. You'll hit an icy patch, you're going to 4-wheel drive and back out again. On a major highway, I can't afford to slow down. If I'm in traffic, I can't drop from 100 kilometers an hour down to 80 or less in order to switch out of 4-wheel drive. Like, that's just not practical. That's a safety concern. During the time when it's in between modes, I know the cruise control is switched off, but what are the other driver aids? The anti-collision, maybe that's switched off. I don't know. Maybe someone can comment. And I've really struggled with this on colder days. Today's plus 2 degrees Celsius, so just above freezing. That was the best I've ever seen it shift, actually, at the highest speed on the first test at 80 kilometers an hour. But typically it will stay in for when that flashing mode at much lower speeds on colder days. So I think it is temperature related to some degree. So what has the dealership said? So like I say, I've been back to them 9 times if you count the time I went back in to tell them that it's still not working satisfactorily. On the 8th visit, so they had my truck the 8th time, they did change out the front differential. I guess they took a brand new one, or they got shipped out from Toyota, a brand new front differential, and they put that in. But when I asked the service manager, did you take components off the old differential to put on the new one? Was it just a base diff that you had to dress for the installation? He didn't know, which was disappointing and shocking, because obviously I've been in there many times. That would be some sort of obvious question. I have dealt with the sales manager, who's been helpful to a point, but basically I'm asking Toyota now to, look, give me back the lot value for the truck. I'll take my money, I'll go somewhere else. I don't want the truck anymore unless they can fix this problem. I love the truck. I think it's actually a really nice truck for what it is. I'm going to lose money if I sell it back to the dealership. I understand that. I've got 24,000 kilometers. Make me a reasonable offer and we can both part as friends. My last conversation with the sales manager, he basically said, that's normal. It's normal. So let me know in the comments if you believe that is the same behavior. I have 2 other friends with Gen 3s, Tundras, and they don't have the same problem. And I've never had a truck with the same problem. So I think I'm being slightly gaslit, if I'm honest. I'm hoping they can resolve this problem or give me a reasonable cash out value. I paid $63,000 for the truck less than 12 months ago. I think maybe March or April, I think I picked it up. And like I say, this has been going on since I've owned the truck, and I've worked with the dealership. I'm not going to name the dealership, but it's Southern Alberta, and there is no other Toyota dealers in town. It's the only one I have to deal with. So I'm kind of at my wit's end. I'm making this video to see if there's anyone else out there with the same problem, how they got around getting it fixed, what was the underlying issue. I suspect it might be the ADD, which is part of how the 4-wheel drive comes in and out. But I can't be sure. I'm not familiar with Toyota trucks. But I do have a background in electronics and aeronautical engineering. So I do know one end of a wrench from the other. So let me know in the comments what you think, whether you have any ideas what this might be. What do you think the dealer should do? What do you think about the overall service from Toyota? One thing I thought when I bought a Toyota was I'm going to get a reliable vehicle and I'm going to have great customer service. And so far, I've received neither. Not my usual videos, but I need a bit of help from the combined brains of the internet. Let me know in the comments. All right, until next time, take care. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, leave me a comment, maybe a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.